We got to double down.
It's
Go
not
ahead,
a double
VD.
down. You demonstrated it for us in this server already.
There it is, right there.
Trying to make it about crit.
I don't
There
know.
it is, right there. That's all I
We were
need.
talking about Kosho's paper, and then crit
Paper
detracted for
talk is
some
over.
reason.
I'm working on it. But crit,
Okay.
no one wants to talk about the negation, man.
No, it's interesting because all I needed was one negation, and I can use that as my only proof. I don't need to look
Chris,
anything else
soak
after
up
that.
love, man. Soak it up. They won't fuck with me like that. I'll be giving them troubleshooting shit. They ignore my shit. You
Don,
better soak
you're
it
too
up.
stupid to fuck with.
Yeah,
And
no
Crit is
shit.
joining you on that
No
small,
shit. I know
narrow
you're too stupid to
ledge
fuck with me.
very
I
soon.
know.
I fuck with stupid.
So we got to debunk a Kosho's paper.
No, I'm working on it for the abstract.
Kurt, what is the X and the Y axis here?
Oh,
He doesn't
it's
know.
Yeah, it's seconds, dude.
Why are they both seconds? Though? I don't understand.
Which part don't you understand? Help me help you.
What are the seconds on the X
Oh,
axis and the seconds on the Y axis represent?
Crit did say, I'm sorry, Curve. Crit said he had a debunk of it. That's right.
Hold on, don't interrupt. Crit, explain to me what do the X axis seconds represent and what do the Y axis seconds represent?
Yeah, so this is a bell curve. So I think you got it fucked up to begin with.
I don't think he knows how to do
it's called the normal. It's called the normal distribution.
Yeah. So, and if anytime someone presents proof of glob, this is a bell curve showing how often they will invoke flat Earth during their presentation.
What's the y-axis?
There isn't one.
So then it's not a graph.
How can you have a graph without a y-axis?
It's a bell curve.
Because he's an idiot. He doesn't know what a graph is.
What are you talking about?
This is what I'm saying. This all I need
How
to know.
can there be a curve with no y-axis? That doesn't make any sense.
This is a bar
so
graph.
all I need to do is if this gets
Or a line
negated,
graph. It's not a.
check it out. All I need to do is like if this gets negated, I can just use the same logic to debunk anything culture presents to me.
I do something
Okay,
so terrible that I can negate everyone else's work. I'm Crit.
Okay, we're being honest. Oh,
Yeah.
that's a badass gift, man. But no, we're being honest though. You said you could debunk the thing. If you're debunking with some standard deviation bullshit, Crit, I'm gonna be very pissed off.
No, this is why. Okay, I'll tie it up. I'll tie it up.
I don't want them to be together. I don't want them to be in the same vicinity as one another.
Okay, I can separate you and also tie it up. Okay, I presented my understanding of twilight and sunlight and looking at a W and seeing how long it took for that W to disappear using the same method and practices. If you shut the fuck up, you dumb fuck. Who told you to interrupt? Yeah, who told you to interrupt, you stupid bitch?
Okay, you give it to him.
Yeah, who told you to interrupt, you dumb cunt?
Well, nobody told you to overreact, you stupid puke.
Yeah, no, it's just for fun. So relax, Curve. Go smell some more baby breath.
There's nothing fun about you, Crit. Go.
Yeah, there's nothing fun about you either. So now we have unconditional
story.
acceptance.
Guys, please.
Come on, go find your Y chromosome.
Guys, please. Please.
Yeah, turn off the voice changer. Let's see who you really are.
We need
Yeah, Curve.
to just
Curve,
get.
turn off the voice
We don't
changer, Curve.
need this kindergarten babble. We just need to know what the shape of the Earth is, guys. That's all we
It's
need.
flat.
Okay.
Measurably,
kidding me?
observably, and practically used.
Come on, bro.
Yeah, but
Hang
that's
on.
not the claim.
Hang on.
These guys are claiming
You
it
can't.
around.
You can't observe flat.
So what's the
Really?
ruler then?
Neil
smartass?
deGrasse Tyson said you could. Neil
the
deGrasse
ruler?
Tyson came out and said,
Is
if you
he?
only use... Yeah, he said, if you only
Where
use
is
your own
he?
personal observations,
Neil-
come on, the Earth is flat and
Tyson said.
stationary.
Where is he?
Crit believes everything Neil deGrasse says now. So you believe
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Earth
but this is-
a
Throw him
ball.
under the bus. I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
he's
he's
Crit doesn't speak for anybody.
Yeah, but he's Crit appealing to an authority that he doesn't even fucking believe in.
Exactly.
That's the problem.
But he says it's a globe.
He also says that if you use your own senses, the Earth presents as flat and stationary.
Yeah,
So-
and go and watch his podcast where he says your senses are fucked.
Which one is it, though? Is the Earth presented as flat and stationary or not?
Rap song, man.
Well, if you're going to believe him on one thing, though, you should believe him on all things, right?
No, that's
So you're just going to cherry pick what you agree with, and so then why are you even invoking
That
it?
is
It's
some
because
sort
I
of
can
fallacy.
listen to a drug addict tell me how bad
We do
drugs
that
are.
with anybody, though,
Same
don't we?
time,
Yeah, but if you're cherry picking just the stuff you agree with, and you're not really using the authority.
no, okay,
we
sure.
always do
That's
that,
why I
though,
said
don't we?
if you want to throw at Tyson, throw
Yeah.
all of Tyson.
Yeah, so I'd all
Okay.
Okay, throw it all out. I'm
I
okay
will.
with that.
I will.
Nobody will ever
Okay,
vote
good.
Tyson.
So Tyson is out, right?
Sure, yeah,
Unconditional acceptance.
sure.
There you
Tyson's
go.
really not a big a deal. I don't know why people think he's such a god among
a
scientists.
titan.
He's really not.
He's good looking.
Because he's got a sexy voice.
He's
Oh,
not
yeah.
good looking.
Well,
Don't project.
It's all of that,
keep
right?
it hetero in here, man.
No, I can understand
it's
if
all of
yeah,
that.
like dirty talker, right? Big talker, dirty talker.
No, I like Neil deGrasse Tyson because if
Okay,
I was in
now
a
you
locker
lost
room
me.
with him, I would tap him on the ass.
No, you wouldn't.
Gross, man.
No, he would.
said you're-
Yeah.
You said you would
What?
tap Crit, Davros?
No, he said
No, he's talking about
Tyson.
Neil deGrasse. You know, Neil deGrasse Tyson was a wrestler.
I think
in
he
college.
meant Mike Tyson, though. Seriously.
I think you'd end up.
Oh,
It's okay.
yes.
You know,
Oh, yes. I did mean Mike.
like in the
There you go.
locker room, you can slap on the ass as long as you say good game. And as long as you don't cup. It's got to be a
Yeah, but-
flat hand.
but
You got to
Crit-
say good game.
Crit, if you've got a
Crit is-
speech impediment and you say good gay, you might get in trouble.
By who?
Wasn't funny, man.
I don't think Crit's
Careful.
ever been in a locker room.
You might get your butthole stretched. Is this a
How
prison
did
locker
you
room?
miss that? How did you miss that co-show? Seriously, you don't know comedy.
The thing is that this isn't comedy hour at the amateur hour at the comedy club.
It is when
You
you're
want
around.
You're not funny. You need to know it.
You want to put money on that?
Yeah, I'll put money on it. Show me.
Because I've been
Show me
watching
your
this.
Netflix. I
I've been
just got-
watching
hey,
this
hold on.
chat for 3
Hold on,
hours.
I'll tell you why.
Hold on.
Show me your Netflix comedy thing because they got a bunch of them now. I just started searching shit.
Seems
So-
like a lot of people.
Let's see the Darth Davos Netflix special.
You get a cotton swab for all that wet shit going on in your mouth, though?
No, your mom does.
What the fuck is going on, man, with all this spitting everywhere?
Yeah, your mom does.
It
I know.
sounds like you-
I'm halfway around the world,
Do me a
and
favor
I'm
and say
feeling
super
wet.
chat for 777.
Guys, come on.
Please don't
Sorry, I think he's doing it on purpose.
Go easy, Grim.
Yeah,
Is he not-
No,
He
need
isn't
Grim.
Grim. Stop it.
Oh, well, he's some days it's worse than others, I guess.
Yeah, we don't need
Sorry.
ableism.
No
in
need
here.
Grim.
We don't need ableism in my server, guys.
What is ableism?
It's the hatred
Embolism?
of it's the hatred of crippled people.
I didn't know this
Oh,
was
is
your
it
server.
hatred? Is it
You, I
hatred?
know that says only the atheist globalists who have
Is
a
it
problem
hatred
with
or
lifts.
does this sound funny?
Yeah, isn't that funny
Guys,
that of all the people in the world,
Come on, this is the voice that the girl on
99.99% of all the
Saturday Night
people in the
Live
world
does.
don't have a
This
problem
is
with
the girl
lifts.
on Saturday Night Live does this
literally-
voice, and why is it okay when
Yeah.
she does it, but everybody
Isn't
else
it interesting?
can't?
No, that it's the
Literally
only
grown-ass
most
adults
hardcore
It's
dedicated
hilarious.
Dumb topic.
globalists who have a
Remember
problem
Chuck
with lifts.
Woolery?
Yeah, why is that?
Yeah,
Why do
it
atheists hate
goes
lifts?
to show you that they are batshit retarded.
Okay.
Then stop being batshit retarded.
No,
it just
you're
sounds
the
like
one.
you got a lot of spit going
I'm
on. You're
okay.
spitting everywhere.
Jesus,
Will you
Grim,
leave
give it a
it,
break, mate.
please?
No need to be an asshole.
I'm
What's
okay with
wrong
that.
with you?
Guys,
What
let's
the
cool
fuck?
with
What's
the
this virtue
personal
signaling
attacks.
bullshit?
It's not getting anywhere.
I'm
Oh, the
okay. If they
PC
want to talk
bullshit
about
in
my
this room is
list,
sickening.
go ahead. Let's talk about my
Yeah,
It's
list.
not a
No,
PC. It's just about not being a
It's not
dick.
really a list, though,
Guys,
is it?
it's not a lisp, it's an accent.
fuck up, Joby, you prick.
Just a
Yeah, you just want this to be a big sour server, you Christopher. Just as sour as you are.
There's actually a board game that you put a thing in your mouth and then talk. And the board game group I play with, it says I do really good at that because I actually sound different. I sound normal.
Yeah. Did
You
you
know?
forget to take it out?
No, I didn't. I still. no, I mean,
Sounds
fuck you.
normal.
See? Now
No,
you
no,
get-
you know, this is the thing. You interrupted me. I stumbled over my words. No, I said like I can't remember the name of the game right now, but it's like a thing you put in your mouth. You got to talk with your mouth partially open, and people.
Yeah,
my team
I
always
know.
wins. Okay,
I know the word.
because if I do that, here, let me look up the game real quick. I'll find it.
Is it
Oh,
a
hang
sex
on, Crit.
game?
Hang
It's like
on,
called a
hang on.
mouthful.
Hang on, Crit.
It's called talk with a
Kibo's-
penis in your mouth.
Yeah, Kibo's cracking the shits. I apparently need to relax because I'm having fun, and we're not
It's
back
called
on
Speak
track.
Out Loud.
Yeah, but we're not
Okay,
back on track, right? We're
Yeah.
gotta get back on track, right?
I
There's
second
no
that,
triangles
man.
on a flat earth.
Good call, chemo. Good call, chemo. I second that, dude.
yeah, the game's called like Speak Out Loud or Watch Your Mouth. There's two different versions of it. Virtually the same
Speak
game.
out loud or watch your mouth.
Yeah.
And do you
Sounds
also
like
use the
things that-
same ball gag, or do you each get your own ball gag for this game?
You get your own
yeah,
ball
you
gag.
get your own because that would be kind of gross, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
You might get space
I'm
herpes.
trying to figure out the rules, man.
Yeah,
How
you
do
might
you-
get space herpes if you use other people's.
Do you
Hey,
claim
hello,
that?
King Kosho. What's up, Chris?
Wait.
Let's bring it back to rated G, guys. Come on,
Well, I'm still trying to figure out Crit's graph.
Jake.
'Cause he went
please
through the
stop
trouble to
trying
make
figure
it.
out your fucking
Give
graph.
up on it, Jake.
I really
I'm
want
done
to
with this fucking
understand.
standard deviation bullshit, dude.
I mean,
I-
Trick me.
Okay, the thing, Jake, this is the only thing about the graph, okay? I'll break it down for
Okay.
you. It was because when I did an experiment, I copied DOD, I worked on my own standard deviation, and instead of actually talking about my data and my methods and practices, they want to make batshit claims that I couldn't even do the math to do the experiment. So instead of me actually like saying, come on, guys, seriously, why not just talk about the graph and about the experiment? I decided to have a little fun with it and be stupid. Okay. So I chased stupid to the lowest possible denominator, and I got a lot of trolls out of it. It was a fun, like lightening the mood or lightening the room type of event. And right now, I kind of think like, let it go already because it's supposed to be a joke. And if you can't take the joke, don't pretend like it's a dick. Okay. Don't take it so hard.
Why all the penis euphemisms?
Because jokes are jokes. Jokes aren't dicks. Does that make sense?
Well, actually, dick jokes are the biggest money spinner in the entire comedy world. So, yeah.
He's just following suit, though. I mean, he didn't open with it.
It's true.
Let's bring it back to the ball or the flat earth.
Kosho, you gonna be on? Kosho, you gonna be on late night tonight?
Kosho, they don't want to talk
I'm
about
gonna be on
balls
Larry
anymore.
King later. But Mr. Crit, were you joking what you said? Were you joking what you said about debunking the paper? People were excited.
Yes, Kosho, obviously. Okay.
You're a fuckstick, man.
This is why I sent it to you in DMs. I was trying to keep it between me and you. And then later on, when you wouldn't stipulate that yes, Crit can do standard deviation.
I said that, Crit. I said it so many fucking times.
Well, yeah, but the problem is that you weren't correcting the baltards who kept saying I couldn't do it.
Listen, guys, I'm telling you right now, Crit can do standard deviation. Please do never question his ability to do standard deviation again.
Okay,
It's the most boring conversations we can possibly have in here.
I mean, I can do
I
standard
will not.
deviation.
I will not question the fact that he's 3 standard deviations of below the average IQ.
I would never
Ball card,
question
yeah.
it, Kosho. I'm just wondering if he can do it correctly.
Yeah. Well, he can. He can do it correctly all day with his eyes closed and his hands tied
Yep.
behind his back.
Have you ever seen him do it correctly?
No.
I thought y'all walked through. Didn't y'all walk through that and y'all did? Oh my god!
Yeah, come again,
really,
Dante.
Kosho, I sent you step by step.
Curve, you were here. He was here 2 days ago. Took you step by step. Y'all all agreed. Now Coach stand up. This is weird. What is happening?
Yeah. I've seen him do it. He can do it.
It's super simple, okay?
Chris said it the best. Chris Lell said it the best. So
Anybody,
heard what Chris Lell just said.
I'm telling you, anybody with a bachelor's degree, you take basic statistics as a requirement. Okay, this isn't very difficult stats at all. This is like the first week of stats.
But I think what you're trying to do is you're trying to apply the central limit theory to your data set, right? You're trying to establish a normal distribution, right?
Well, yeah, the normal distribution would be.
You understand what the central limit theorem is, right? It's the heart of all statistics.
No,
if you took statistics in college, you know what the central limit theorem is, right?
This would be basically if someone was going to present proof of glob, how many times they would invoke flat Earth. It was a joke, okay? So this is basically, if you look at my graph again, I can repost it, but just page up.
So now you're complaining because it is joke hour in here when you're around.
The
All
issue
you're
is
presenting
the
are
I
jokes.
said, if you want to talk about me, I can make jokes.
The
If you wanna
17-minute
talk about the data,
standard
I'll talk about the data.
deviation.
It's really
So
not that hard to
What
understand.
have you given us that isn't a joke, Crit?
When I tell you that the Earth is observably flat, is
Joke.
observably stationary, it measures flat, it measures stationary, and
Where are
it's
those
actually
measurements that you've
used
done?
as flat and stationary. That's
like
not a
to
joke.
Those
What measurement
measurements.
have you done to measure it being stationary?
Yeah, remember I told you about the St. Louis
Telling us about
Seaway?
them isn't the same thing as seeing the measurement. Can you show
Yeah.
them to us?
Yeah, I have multiple times. And Sean G, you're here right now, right, Sean? Is Sean here? I actually had this
No,
debate
I'm
with
asking
Sean.
what you have done. I don't care what Sean has done.
I talked with this about Sean. He's supposedly like your number one go-to guy for
It's
measurements.
not my
How many
No,
number one guys do
no,
we
he's
have?
not.
the fuck?
He's not my number one guy. Curved his.
Well, go back and listen to the live stream. I broke down Big Bird and Barney style. I compared a 60-foot building to the top of what Lake Superior. And then the next thing
is an expert on
You're not
measurements of flat.
Yeah, then the next thing I did was I compared the
strike one.
I was wrong.
So you just got more jokes for us, Crit. You don't have anything serious.
No, these aren't jokes. These are actually legitimate observations of the.
You had a measurement of.
Yeah, these are
Not a measurement
measures.
of flat.
I didn't say measurement, dumb fuck. I said
measurement
measures.
of height is not a measurement of.
Yes,
flat.
it is. We can stand back to back and we can measure our heights, right or wrong?
That's not a measurement of how flat.
No, it is. It is. You dumb
You
fuck.
can't dock like that.
We can stand back to back and someone can walk up behind us and say one person measures higher than the other.
That's not a
It's
measurement of how
that simple.
flat the
If you
ground
can't
is, though.
understand this, you are clearly not a
Listen to
doctor.
what
You're a
he's
dumb fuck.
saying.
That's not a measurement of the ground that you said.
I'm not
you
talking
had.
about the measurement of the ground. I'm
That's
talking
what
about the
we have
measurement of elevation.
Though. You said you had measurements of the ground.
I said
You said
measures.
observably and measurably flat.
Measures, not measurement. Do you know the difference between the two words, or are you dumb fuck?
You have different meanings.
Okay, well,
for
hold on
words
real
that are
quick.
commonly
Let's break it down
This
one
is
step, because
a very
this is a
common
problem you
theme
have
with
in text
talking
too.
to
That somehow you hear me say one word, I type one word, and you start thinking a different word. If I say
Measure and
measures
measurement are the
and I
same
say
or they are
measurement,
synonyms.
are those two words the same or those two words different?
So you don't have it.
You have to.
How does it measure flat without measurements?
Because you compare elevation from sea level.
Elevation is a measurement.
Like, say me and you are standing back to back, and we change sea level to the
It's
floor
not
we're
happening.
standing
Chris.
on.
Stop trying to hook up with people.
No, it's okay. Because basically I talked with Zant about this. We talked about it for like 3 hours, and he understood where I was coming from. He said, "You're wrong, but at least you have some sort of logical argument here."
He said you're wrong.
This is comedy hour. This is gold.
Yeah, it's okay though, because the problem is that you'll sit there and say I don't have a measure, and except for Zant said I do. So what the fuck is wrong with your brain if Zant can figure it out?
said you didn't have a measurement not 2 minutes ago.
I
I
said
wish I could
measure.
watch-
Mixing up words.
You just
Assuming
invoke
that measurable meant
Yeah,
measurement.
Zant, he's a pretty cool guy.
I
You
wish
guys
I
should be
could
more
want
like
to
him.
help you, but I can't. I can't
Kev?
even want to help you.
You guys
Kurt,
should
I
be more
need
like
to
Zant.
address-
Zant is a class act. You guys,
I
if
need
you
to
really took
address
some
an
time-
elephant in the room.
If you took some time to
said
actually
you're
see how
wrong.
he interacts with
And I
people,
said you're wrong.
yeah, but being
That
wrong
just
is
went right over
okay.
your head.
I'm okay with being wrong. You want to know why I'm okay with being wrong?
Crit,
Well,
can I
then
just...
that means you're not correct in
No,
what you're
hold on. I'll
asserting
tell you
here.
why it's okay with being wrong. Because I'm never going to force you to comply with a top-down government funding at $100 million every 39 hours so I can figure out what flat Earth is. You can,
Anyway,
you can
Chris,
accept my answer. or
You're
not.
sitting here asserting that you're correct, and
No,
you
I'm
try
not.
to use
I
your
never said that.
interaction with Zant as backup, and you lead with, he said you're wrong.
Yeah, I never said I had to be right. I just said you should be able to at least
No,
understand.
that is what you're saying. When you say that.
If you're not listening, you
Oh
dumb
my
fuck.
God. Okay,
Sir,
so you're saying
you're
you're
not
wrong
listening.
that the Earth measures
No,
flat.
There's no reason
You're wrong
to be
about
right or
that,
wrong.
right?
There's no
Is that what
okay.
you're saying?
No, listen. I'll tell
Are
you what
you
I'm
saying that
If
you're
you listen-
wrong so that you can
Okay,
be right?
Curve. Earlier today, you said you want to smell babies. Is that right or wrong?
Say that again.
Earlier today, you wanted to smell baby breath. Is that right or wrong?
See, he's
That
back
is
again.
incorrect. You lying faggot.
Yeah, you can just rewind the live stream.
It's not be homophobic in my server.
Go
By
ahead.
the way, I can tell you.
Listen to the live stream, and
Yeah,
you'll hear
go
that
ahead.
that is not what I
What
said.
did you? Okay, how about this? Clear it up. What did you say about baby breath?
Fuck you.
Yeah, careful.
Yeah,
Crit,
fuck you
crit,
too.
Crit. I would be careful if I were you. Okay. We don't.
How about we bet your life, Crit?
How about you bet your own life?
We don't joke about
that's on the
privilege,
server.
man. So just be
Can we do
careful.
this? Is this legal?
No.
No, it's not legal. You can't bet your life.
He can bet his life on the server, though.
No.
I'm telling you legitimately, Crit. I told somebody this the other day. I tell our earthquake guy this yesterday. We don't joke about stuff like that on here. Okay, those kind of claims are serious.
Okay,
so-
fine. Let it go then.
I
Yeah.
also
Wrong
have to-
again.
Hang on,
there's one
Leo.
more
Hang on, Leo. The elephant in the room. The fact that Crit used a bloke who can't even see over the dashboard of a fucking mini miner as a measurement guy.
Yeah. I just heard a baby
I
cry.
don't understand. What is the big complaint here? That what is actual in contention besides all the fighting?
Sean's not tall enough to use the theodolite.
That's not what's in contention.
Well, it is for me.
He says he has measurements of
He
flatness,
can use a
but then
step
when
ladder.
he says that he had something that was measurable, he said, "Why do I assume that means I have a measurement?" And then he provided a measurement. It's back and forth with this guy. He doesn't use words typically, and he refuses to explain what he actually means.
Wow.
So
And then he went
communication
on-
is impossible.
And then he went on to tell us about a 3-hour conversation with Zant, where Zant, was saying good things about him, but he said he was wrong.
Right.
Best evidence. Zant said I
But
went
then,
wrong.
yeah, this supports his case somehow.
I
A
got
couple
you.
people in here that you don't want to use as references, and no offense to Zant, because he's cool. But
He
he's one of
agrees
those
with everyone, though.
Hang on, Coach. He's Canadian. How can he be cool?
He's cool in my book, man. He's taught me some card tricks, but regardless of that, in this room, you don't want to use him as a reference, man.
Yeah, but a prostitute could turn a trick. Does that make her cool?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, have you seen who Kosho's been hanging out with lately?
I'm going to go to the bigger elephant
I
in
mean,
the room. Okay.
Jesus used to hang out with prostitutes, so
I was rude to you earlier, but I'll be nice to you now. You are one standard deviation IQ above Renee.
Ditto.
Lale, low blow, dude.
Ditto
I
to
gave him
you
a
too.
compliment. I said he was one standard deviation of IQ above Renee.
Yeah, I know.
and that's going
good.
from negative to 0.
No,
Yeah, I want
it's
to bring this back
above.
to reality real quick, because somebody had. I'm not going to say what happened, but we had to make another GoFundMe for the test that's going to show Rakia, Democ, and Jeremy and others about the shape of the earth. So if you guys are wanting to participate in that, here is the GoFundMe right here.
How much of it has it raised so far? And what are the odds
We
of it
raised
not
$5,
actually occurring?
but then something happened and it was gone.
Okay.
We got a terrorist attacked. But
But
guess
what are the odds of the money being raised and nothing happening?
Who is receiving this money?
0%, Chris. Don't ask questions like that, please.
Who is the arbiter of this money in this GoFundMe?
The arbiter?
Yeah, who's going to be receiving this money and
I will be
making the
receiving it.
purchase?
I'll be receiving it, and I'll be doing the tests. And I'm willing to do the tests that are requested by the donors. But I've already. That's why I didn't put too much stuff in the description, is because I did it last time. And I'm just telling you guys, I've talked about the tests that we'd be doing. We'd be doing the straight line as a reference test, the ones that Jeremy talks about. We'll be doing tests that Democ talks about, seeing how buildings angle away from each other from multiple cities. And we'll be doing tests like Rakia talks about, where you use a horizontal and you reference that to see how the ground drops away from that horizontal, and more.
What's the end more?
There's more stuff, Chris. If I was gonna fucking elaborate, I wouldn't say and more.
Why won't you elaborate on the and more part?
What about the thing I said, Kosho?
What did you say again?
About like you have a network of communicators on the ground and they reference their distance from each other and then they just go straight up. I understand there'll be winds, but you try to just go straight up and then see they should spread out from each other on a globe, right? Or a flat earth.
You're talking about spherical axis.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. But more in like a demonstrated, like not like writing down.
I mean, you can do actually. That's a good idea, man. That's actually a good idea. You can actually do spherical axis with this too. So there's that. That's what I said, and more. Everybody who's
You
willing
could be
to.
like, why are they all separating from each other? Maybe it's the wind, and you be like, let's come back down, and then they come back.
Actually,
down.
I like that idea, man, because you could actually do a like a spherical axis type test with this as well. There's a lot of stuff you can do with it. The imagination is the limit, and I think that we can get a very condensed amount of tests regarding flat Earth done with this. Tests that we've always talked about costing $50,000 or something like that, being done for less than $300 and some ingenuity and imagination.
And coordination.
And coordination, thank you.
Oh well,
And-
so Imagineering's out of touch these days.
How long will I have to hold my breath to actually see documentation on the experiments?
Let's find out. Start now.
Why are you so mean? I'm trying to ask you a real question.
Leo, don't.
I mean, because over this last 6 months, I've heard about 75 different things from Jeremy and nothing yet.
Well, at least he's consistent.
0 for 75 is pretty consistently 0.
Well, there you go. All all talk, no action.
Yay!
My patience. Oh, that's cool. That's cool that he's got a belief about the ball, but I know it's a ball. I didn't say. Did I give it a percentage? No, I just said I know it.
Percentage is the person in the server. What are you talking about? Yes, we can. Percentage talks all the time.
I know my phone number. Are you telling me that that's not correct?
Really?
Oh,
About
welcome
40
to the
years ago.
globe.
About 25, 30 years ago, I lived in Mesa, and I still remember my phone number from that when I lived there. Yes, I have it memorized, and I still know it. I know it.
Yeah,
I know it.
you just minuted knowing.
No,
No,
I know it was my phone number.
because if you ring that number and it connects, that means you knew the correct thing to call.
Do you see Kit's GIF?
Yeah, I got it. Like, hey, Kimo, I'm gonna send you a time, or Coach, I'll send you a timestamp. 2051-59.
You do realize not everyone's on the same time zone as you.
No, this is from the live stream, Humans of Earth. The smells like baby's breath.
You were
Yeah.
told not to bring that up again.
No, I'm just saying that I'm not bringing it up again. I'm just saying that where I got it from, okay? To make it seem like I'm not coming up with some bullshit, okay? When I listen, I'm listening.
Brought it up
What did
again.
I say?
You said smells like baby's breath.
Word per word
Ah.
quote. What did I say?
I heard smells like baby's breath. If you said something else, clear it up for me.
All right, now, Crit, stop talking. You answered that question. Stop. Now, what did you say I said?
Smells like baby's breath.
No. Just a few minutes ago, when I jumped your ass, what did you say I just said a few minutes ago?
Well, go ahead. What did you hear?
You said
What did
you
you
said
say?
that you said something about what he wants to do. Remember?
Come on,
You were
Crit.
talking about him saying he wanted to do something or something like that.
Okay, I gotcha.
Now, are you going to leave the server? You going to keep your word?
What are you talking about? I never said any word about leaving the server. I said clear it up for me, and you started
Well,
crying.
it's either your actual life or your server life. That's what we
No, I
agreed
said
to. No?
you referenced baby's breath, didn't you, or not?
I think that's what we agreed to, Crit.
No, it's not. Yes, what you agreed to.
you guys
You said you never. You said you never mentioned baby at all.
Verbal, what did you say?
If he left, you'd send somebody to come get him. You'd be like, go back over to the server.
Name on the table was that I made the whole thing up. You never said babies.
Okay.
You never said breath.
That was not the claim.
It was
no,
the
it was
claim.
not, sir. No, it's on the live stream if you want to listen back to it and see how wrong you are. Again, now move on. Take your L, wear it with pride, move on.
Can I remind everybody again, including Crit, especially Crit, that these kind of claims we don't we just refrain from those types of claims, okay? Because
Yeah, I got it.
We know what the implication is, and so just don't even. That's not the kind of shit.
This is
right?
where I was going with it. When people get hold on real quick. This is where I was going with it. When people get interrupted, sometimes what they say in the middle of an interruption comes out stupid. That's where I was going with it.
That's fine, man.
Yeah, that's my excuse every time. Thanks, Crit.
There's no exceptions to the rule. It's not like no, it's like that song. Everybody plays a fool. All right, everybody plays a fool. There's no exception to the rule. Okay.
I don't play a fool.
Nobody.
No, you don't play a fool. That's your job.
No, I work at Walmart. I'm not a fool.
They are
I could
reducing
care
in number.
less.
No, earlier today, that's what a lot of the claims were, like telling people to leave server and shit.
Hey, Kimo, I just want to make it abundantly
Dude,
clear to you. I can
It was
care less.
simply what Verbal said. When I asked if he would bet it, if he wanted to bet his life, and then of course you can't do that. We talked about that. It's not legal. Then BD said, "Well, what about his server life?"
Yeah, when you got four people
it.
talking all at the same time, clearly some people are going to mishear what was
Or
said.
why don't you quit being one of the four all the goddamn
I
time?
wasn't. I listened this whole afternoon.
What are you trying to make an excuse for?
Because I asked you to clear it up, and you told me you doubled down on it and said you never said any of those
You
words.
just came back and changed the phrasing.
Jesus
Crit.
Christ, he's still lying about it.
You just came back and said he said it smelled like that. Isn't what you said when you were betting. You tried to say he said he wants to smell baby breath or something like that. And let's just, dude, like
it's really creepy, Crit. It really is. I don't appreciate this.
It smells like baby's breath when he was talking about Rakia's experiment.
Not
or whatever.
what you were saying.
Yeah,
I'm telling you.
I told you I went. Sure, I cleared it up, but the problem was he wouldn't clear it up.
Well, see,
He's
the
talking
problem
about
really
the
was that
atmosphere. You
guys
fucking
started treating
fool.
him super
Can we not bet
special,
on stupid
and he thought he could get away with
conversations
just
like
about anything after that. And there he went.
May I add to this conversation a very important fact? The only type of good crit is in a video game.
Critical. When I go critical in Wizard 101.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks.
Yeah.
I agree.
Chemo, you sound tired, mate. You need to go have a lie down, I think. No, I think now you need to wind down, mate, before you fall in. Dude, I got two
He's gonna
L's.
get a second win by telling him by telling him to wind down. He's going to get fired up because that's the type of tears he feels on.
Crit, we know that.
I got him on
This is
two
reverse
L's.
psychology.
Yeah, I got him on two L's last night.
Yeah,
right?
and he's going to fire up.
We keep him here longer and let him get more L's.
Kimo, what are you going to do when you find me?
What
are you going to do when you find me, Kimo?
Ooh, love is in the air.
It's gonna be hot.
Oh, look, that's what he said
it
during
one
the
or
Zell
3 dozen
versus
roses?
me thing. What you gonna do? What you gonna do, Kimo? You're going to find me. Right, well then what you gonna do?
Oh, maybe help him change a tire.
One thing to say.
He was gonna hug you so hard. He was gonna hug you and hug you and hug you until you just couldn't stand it.
I was gonna Elmira
Kimo
the
was
shit
very
out of
angry
you.
at the time. Kimo was very angry with Chris.
Yeah,
He
and
was
there's gonna
very,
be
very angry.
Gotta be hot hug everywhere.
Wait, that's not Scott. I'm sorry. Moyak. What do you
I don't think that's what it was, Kimo.
Hang on. I don't believe you.
Yeah, why don't you come by and we'll lay some hands on you, Kimo?
Gonna heal you.
You're my pain currently. You're currently my pain. I think we need to cure you. Eradicate
What?
No,
What
you haven't,
success?
the source of the pain.
But you still got to wear shades.
He wasn't kidding when he said not very bright. I was just it got
He's
me
got-
right away.
Yeah, he's got tinting spectacles on,
There
and
you
he's
go,
walked
Spurs.
into a. He's walked
Is this-
outside.
am I-
23
am I
people in
going-
9
is this
different
too
countries.
far? Is chemo disabled? I want to get him, but I don't know if I can yet.
Waz, can you pull the hypothesis out of there for me?
Oh Jesus! Now I gotta.
It's all in there, mate.
Yeah, I just pull the hypothesis out for me.
No,
Yeah, it's
no.
all in there. It's all in there.
I
Just
just,
watch
all
the
I
video.
need is a hypothesis.
Yeah, it's
Was-
in there.
Just give me a logical hypothesis.
Listen, he's baiting me, guys. He keeps saying that word on purpose. Oh my god!
I don't need to give it to you, mate. You just watch the video. It's all in there.
That's all I need. I don't need to
This
watch.
shit is on purpose.
Yeah,
He's
if
not
it's all you
dumb.
need, just go watch it, mate. It's all in there.
Just pull out for me.
Yeah, it's
and
just
Crit-
in there, mate. Go in there and you can pull out yourself. You don't need me to
Don't
do
need
that
to,
because you
because I
because you
heard-
twist the translation. You'll just
I
twist
heard
the
the
translation.
hypothesis already.
Oh, what is
Crit,
it?
I'll post it again.
Crit, stop saying the word hypothesis. You're
Don't tell
making
me how to
someone
live my
get
life.
hysterical.
Don't tell me how to live my life.
No, it's the word. I'm
What-
telling you
hang on.
that
Let him do
word
what
is-
he's doing,
Hypothesis.
Davros. Let him do what he's doing. Don't distract him.
Go ahead. Hypothesis.
Yeah, go ahead. You said you already found it in there. You said you already got it and you're going to post it.
Hold on, I'll post it. 1 second.
Once you've done that, what's the result?
Here it is right here. Right from the horse's mouth. You get to hear Sly
What?
Parkane talk about his hypothesis in his own words.
Yeah, yeah. But what's the result, mate? Just look at the data.
I just
right?
all I
Like,
need
don't
is a
worry about.
hypothesis. I'm telling you.
Don't worry.
It's comedy
don't-
gold.
You
Just
don't
the
worry about
hypothesis is
quantum
comedy gold.
erasers. Don't worry about quantum erasers.
No, it's not about. This
interpretation
isn't
of it.
about Quantum Racer. This is about
It's
Sly
it's
Parkane.
how. Is that an unedited video?
That
It
Or is
doesn't
it
matter.
really
You get to
interesting.
hear the
Oh,
words
it doesn't
coming.
matter. It
You get to
doesn't
hear the
matter.
words coming out from his own mouth.
Yeah, is it edited though to make
It
it
doesn't
sound
matter if
a
it's edited. You
particular
get to
way?
actually hear the words coming from his own mouth.
It does matter because those words get twisted, right?
Yeah,
That's what
well,
you
you know
guys
what
tend
his
to do.
the other word is that somehow this guy
What's the
loves
data
to
say?
do 666, right? Is it
What's the
666?
data say? 23 people
Yeah, what does the hypothesis
in 9
say?
different countries.
But what does
23
I'm
people
worried about the hypothesis.
in 9 different countries.
Before
Don't
you
worry
get to
about
the
hypo-
data,
what
what
does
comes
the data
first, the
say?
hypothesis or the experiment?
The data is there, mate. That's the hard
Yeah, but
evidence.
what comes first?
Who
what-
cares? The
No, I
data
care.
overrides that. The
No,
data
the data can't
overrides
override
that.
the hypothesis. That was
Why not?
actually addressed in the
The
video.
hypothesis is right or it's wrong. The data will tell you that.
Well, what is the hypothesis first?
Oh my
That the
God.
Earth may be a particular shape and the sun may be a particular distance from the Earth.
So cause and effect, sun, distance, determined shape.
So what's the data say? What's the data
Okay,
say?
well, hold on. Let's explore that.
Well,
so are
hold
you
on,
saying,
hold on. Let's jump to the end.
Okay,
And don't
so
worry
sun,
about
distance, determined
don't worry
shape.
about all the other minutia.
No, let's step by step. This is science, method and practices. So if I can't follow your method and your practices, how can I get to the same result?
Do we need this? Do we need this?
I know. I don't think you. Why
Science.
couldn't you just measure something to determine its shape?
It's
Oh,
a
yeah, you can do
measurement,
that.
mate.
No hypothesis. No,
It's a measurement, but
There's no cause
But
and
20
effect in determining the shape of something, is there?
No, there's
No,
it's
not.
a
assumption.
measurement by 23 people in 9 different countries, mate. It's no hypothesis required. It's a
But
measurement.
I'm not the one who claimed hypothesis.
you just take
Yes,
some
you are.
measurements. Let
No,
the
I'm not.
data fall where it lies.
Of
Yeah,
course,
take
you're the
it-
one claiming a hypothesis.
No,
you
I'm
posted
not.
a
It's
video
Slice Parkane.
claiming there was a hypothesis, and it was
Slice
wrong.
Parkane claimed hypothesis, not me.
You posted the video, and it doesn't matter. It's a measurement, mate. Have a look
Yeah,
at the end
well,
result.
why would he
Look at the
call a
data.
measurement a hypothesis then?
Who cares? Look at the data.
Okay, I'll tell you why it matters. Because just because you're garbage doesn't mean you can't. It's called a garbage can, not a garbage can't.
What?
Okay, that's
Great
worth
point.
a 5-minute mute.
Yeah.
So, Crit,
Did you watch the video? Did you ever watch the video?
I
in the
watched the
end, Crit?
hypothesis. I don't need anything else.
No, you watched Quantum Eraser's video. Yes, I watched that too. But did you watch Sly's video?
No, I didn't.
Well, then you have no leg to stand on. You don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, I accept unconditional acceptance.
Well,
Right.
go and watch it
Mute.
so you can have a proper conversation about it.
I'll tell you the first conversation I had
This
about
is
it.
not a proper conversation.
Remember
You haven't watched
the
it.
first time we talked about it? What did I say?
You said you hadn't watched it.
No,
and you still haven't.
No, the first thing before I wasted the click, I asked you one simple question. Do you remember that?
What was it? Remind me.
Okay, here I'll do it again.
Go on then. Let's
Okay,
hear it.
Hold on. Gotta get my snipping tool out. Okay, there it is right there. The video. Deep flat earth debunked.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I do
Okay.
remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, do you
So
remember
what
that now?
about it?
If,
Yeah, what
if I
about it?
debunk X, does that prove Y?
and somewhat
It's-
Y is.
He's talking about the end result, mate.
Yeah, I know that's what I'm saying. So his observation was two things, right? Experimental proof of Earth shape and sun's distance. Do these two things were proven in the video? And you told me no, right? You told me
Did you watch the video?
you said, but you said you watched it
Yeah, but did you watch it? How do you
Okay.
know I was right? Or
because
wrong?
you told me that he presented a straw man of flat Earth and then debunked that it was more.
How can you ask me about the video and then accept my answer without knowing what the video was about?
Because I trust you for now. As long as I trust you, I accept your answers. As soon as I start presenting, as soon as I get something that I don't
When I
trust
tell you
anymore,
the Earth isn't flat, do you trust me?
yeah, because for you that might be your answer. I trust you that's your answer, but that's not
Then
my
why isn't
answer.
that the case for everything? Why do you think that maybe it's just his answer for what the
Because
video said?
when I asked him, I said, "Does this experiment prove the distance to the Earth, the distance to the sun?" And he told me no. So I said, "Should I
Yeah, but that
watch
might
a
just be his
video?
answer for
Should I
him.
watch a video?"
No,
that is
hang on.
presented-
That's not just what I said. You're truncating my answer, and that's not
Okay.
fair. What did I say? What was my answer?
You said that it debunked the flat Earth version of sun distance or something along those lines.
I said it showed that the sun wasn't close and local.
Yeah, did flat Earth make any claims of the sun?
Yes,
Yes.
When?
all the time.
No. Flat
Yeah,
Earth
They
is a
claim they
description.
don't know. They claim they don't know what the sun is.
Yeah, flat
They
Earth
claim
is a
though that
description of
they
the
do
surface.
claim that the sun is the one moving, not the Earth, though.
They also
Yeah, that,
they also
sure,
claim
that I can
that
accept that.
they
There are a
also
lot of
claim that it's
claims
not
about-
93. They
Yeah,
also
there's a
claim
lot of
does
claims
any
about
flat
the
earther
sun,
claim to
flat
know
Earth.
the distance to the sun?
So right there,
There's
as
a lot
long
of
as the
flat
sun,
earthers that claim the sun isn't far.
yeah, as long as the
Alright,
sun is
that's
the
a-
one
Yeah, I could
moving,
say it's close
That's
and
a
local.
mainstream flat Earth claim. That
it,
the
Yeah.
it
sun
would
isn't
it would have
that
to be
far.
close.
Yeah, sure,
It
I
would-
can accept that.
It would have to be close if it's the sun that's moving. By definition, it would have to be close.
Yeah, I can accept that.
So yes, there are flat Earth claims about the sun.
Yeah, I would,
Alright?
and I can
You
justify
understand
this
now?
with observations because I can look up at
No, I
polar
told you
eclipse.
all
Now
the
you're
observations
saying
that-
there is.
I
now
can-
you're claiming it's close, are you?
I would say yes
By
because I can.
justifying it with observations.
Yeah, because I can look up in the sky, I can see the sun and the moon are roughly the same size during a solar eclipse. How do you explain that?
You really don't know how that's explained?
Oh, no, I have heard that somehow the sun is just 400 times away and the moon is
Then why
just
are you
400
asking
times
me?
smaller. Because
you
I would
know,
like
why
to
are you
know how
asking me?
you validated that observation or that claim.
Well, we measured
with-
the distance between the two things.
How? How was that measured?
Lots of different ways.
Parallax
I mean, you-
radar.
At this point, we've actually literally traveled the distances, but
Well,
in
yeah,
the past, we used other methods.
yeah, I could say that
Reading that.
I could accept that, but it's not just flat earthers who call out the
Look,
Apollo program.
What-
A
one,
lot
one
of
of
global
the
people do too.
one of the main evidences is the video I posted that shows that it's not close.
Yeah, but that right there tells you right away that it wasn't about
You
the
haven't
sun at
watched
all. It was about flat
You
Earth.
haven't.
I'll
watched it.
watch it when I get around to it, but time is money, my friend.
I'll pay you.
Crit, you and I, we could make this observation tonight if you want. We could just pick a constellation that we know the sun is going to move through, and then we'll be on the Discord, and you tell me the precise moment that it lines up with that constellation, and then I'll tell you the precise moment. We know our distance apart, and then we could calculate the distance to the moon.
That's like the weakest doxing attempt I've ever heard.
What's
not a
9
box.
minutes of your time with Chris?
Well, you want to
I
find
would-
out
I
my
would just-
latitude and longitude, right?
I would just need it I would need it within maybe 100 miles.
Just 100 miles. Can
Yeah,
you
you
show me the math of this?
already told me that you're within Minneapolis. We're just doing
Yeah.
a triangle, and we're calculating the distance to a point on a triangle with a known base.
It would work too.
23.
Yeah,
people,
I've done
9
this with the
countries.
triangles to the moon. It forms a straight line.
No.
Sure, it is. Do the
No,
do the
because
math.
what you'll find-
You've got the base. You got A to B.
What you'll
It-
find.
Hold on. Look at do the math of the triangle to the moon. It forms a straight line. Both
mean a
A,
straight line?
B, and AB roughly equal the same number because it's so far away.
It's not.
You want
roughly
to
not the same.
Yeah, but you want to talk
Yeah,
about
but the angle is different.
no, the angle turns out to be a straight line.
No, how if it was a straight line, they would never intersect.
Yeah, check it out. Ready? So you've
If it
got
was two parallel lines, Crit, they would never intersect on the object.
it's okay. Check this
The
out.
angle
right?
would have to be different.
So you've got A to B is like what, like 3959, and then B to C is 24 or 240,000. Now solve A to C. What do you get?
Yeah, it'll be different.
No, it will be about 240,000.
Yeah, it'll be different though. It will not be exactly the same.
Well, it'll be pretty damn close to 240,000.
No, those two angles.
We're not worried about the lengths of the line. We're
I
worried
am,
about
because
we're worried about the angle difference. And then by measuring
but-
that angle difference, we can then calculate, and we can then get an idea of how long the sides of the triangle are from my perspective and your perspective.
Yeah, and they're both
Because
gonna be about
because
the
they're
same.
going to intersect at a certain point.
Yeah, but they'll both be about 240,000 miles because
Right,
that was your presupposition.
No, there's even a situation which they can both be the same. That's fine. It'll still be the right answer. But the point is that when you do the third angle, it will not be. They won't both be 90 degrees. They can't both be parallel lines.
Exactly.
Well, it would be
If it was at a point,
oh, go ahead, Jake.
if it was at a point directly between you and me, the two lines of the distance from us to the moon could be 100% exactly the same, and we could still do this calculation.
You wouldn't be able to.
Yes,
Because
you
I'll
can.
explain. Ready?
Because we're measuring an angle. We're measuring an angle of a
Okay,
triangle.
Look, how about this? Picture this in your mind's eye, right? We're standing.
Here,
side
better
by-
yet, I'll draw it for you in paint. And then we can talk about it. You can.
Yeah,
meanwhile,
you
talk
won't
to
be
the
able to
other
draw
guy.
in paint. The distances will be
video.
so far. I've actually talked about this with someone else. That if you did that on graph paper, your AB would be 3,000, and then you'd have to have like 17 sheets of graph paper going out to where the moon was.
That's why you use numerical methods. That's why you use
Yeah, but I'm saying
calculations
you
or
can't draw
computers.
them in paint. It wouldn't be possible.
Yeah, but we're not having to draw it. He's going to draw you it's like a symbolic graph, so you can talk about it more.
Yeah, but I'm saying if you
clearly.
try to draw them in paint, you would need one
He's not gonna
monitor.
try to draw it- He's not going to try.
No,
to draw it.
hold on, Scott. I got you. Okay. If you
Yeah,
try
okay.
to draw them in paint, you would need one monitor and
Yeah,
then
but-
17 monitors.
If you got me, then why are you saying that again? If you just heard what I said.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead then. Maybe I missed
I was
it.
saying he's not trying to draw it literally in paint. He's going to give you a symbolic picture to talk about.
Yeah, I don't like
So he
symbolism.
doesn't
I
need 17 monitors to do that, obviously, right?
well, I don't need symbolism. I need actually cowbell.
No, it's just a way to talk about it. You don't have to be so recalcitrant. Like it's going to be a way for you to be able to talk about the same thing at the same time. You guys, when you're saying AB, I can't even keep track of what you mean by AB. Is AB between the 2 points on Earth or AB between the Earth and the Moon? It's tricky when you do it that way.
Yeah,
So
AB would be me and
getting
you.
something common to talk about is a good idea.
Yeah, AB would be me and you, and say we're 3,000 3959 miles apart,
So C
and
is
we
the-
both take a measurement to the moon,
Yeah.
and we judge that angle, right?
Yeah, so your angles are not both going to be 90. That's for sure.
Well, it's gonna be pretty damn close.
Well, pretty damn close is not the same as equal, and that's the point. The pretty damn close is different, and then you use that difference to figure out how far it is.
Yeah, but at that point, at the number, the angle is so far off that you could play around with the numbers and just make the moon any distance you want.
No, you just all you're saying really. I think what you mean is that it's a precise measurement, and it's true. It is. You need some precision. Once you have that precision, though, then it'll give you an accurate answer.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I was saying like a couple days ago. I don't have the ability to do that level of precision. If someone else does,
You don't think you do, but I bet you do, man.
Yeah, it's not as hard as you think. But what he was saying about timing when the moon passes in front of the constellation, that timing differential, it's very easy to get that very precise. You could do that to the
Right, because you can just in fact it'd be best if you could take a picture, but the thing is then you can just actually measure between known stars in that constellation and get precise angles.
Okay, how about this? This is what I'm thinking. That if I'm thinking about science, logic, and reason, I'm thinking about science as a method. I would want to factor out as many uncontrolled variables as possible. And I should be able to determine the shape of the Earth without invoking Sky Daddy.
What's Sky Daddy?
Anything in the sky.
Great.
I can't
All you
control
have to do is go up in elevation and measure how much the horizon drops as you go up in elevation from horizontal. There's no sky involved in that measurement.
Yeah,
None.
I've seen people do this just on a chalk or a basketball floor.
No, it doesn't work.
It does work.
No,
what
you
they're
need a
doing
bigger
there is they're using
distance.
a fixed circle.
No.
No, people
Yeah.
have actually put the camera down on the
they're
basketball
using a-
court.
No, that's not the same
listening.
measurement. You're measuring how much the horizon is dropping as you go up in elevation. So the higher up you go, the further away the horizon will be. When you're 10,000 feet up, your horizon will be 100 miles away.
Yeah, but we've already thrown Tyson under the bus, right? So I can't use
It has nothing
Tyson.
to do with this.
It has nothing
But
to do with seeing curvature. It's measuring a
Tyson
drop,
said-
which is very easy to measure. You can do it with your cell phone and an app.
Yeah,
We don't
I've got
care what
I've
Tyson said.
another
We
guy,
don't care.
planetarium.
We
A
already
planetarium.
said that Tyson's not relevant, right?
Okay, how about an anti-flat Earth planetarium director? And he said
how about the point is we already said we would not invoke him, both of us, because
Okay.
we both agree he said it's not relevant.
yeah. So at some point, you were even at the height of the ISS. I've heard people talk about that you would not see curvature. Vsauce. How about Vsauce?
Yeah,
Would he be
he's
okay?
not-
Why are
what
we
you're
talking
looking for
about
is curvature.
curvature?
You're looking for a drop. You're looking for a rise and drop. Okay,
We
different than
deflected the
curvature.
curvature.
that's different than curvature.
He
but it allows
doesn't
you-
even
it
know
allows
what
you
he's
to see the
arguing
shape of the
about.
planet.
Yeah, but why does he keep invoking all these authority figures, for fuck's
I don't
sake?
know.
I think he's great.
Because these are people you guys like, and then you guys have used in the
No,
past.
they aren't. They aren't people we like. I don't know what you say that for. Like,
Okay, I'm wrong
you
then.
never
I
stop-
retract
you
it.
never actually stop to find out what any of us have to say about anything. You make a lot of assumptions about what we believe or who was our go-to guy. Or, I mean, you're saying all kinds of crazy stuff like Sean G. I think you were saying was something like a go-to measurement guy.
Well,
I mean, he's a
that's what
great
he
guy
told
and all,
me.
but-
Sean
Great
G.
guy and all, but I don't think anyone considers him the go-to measurement guy.
Okay, well, I'm just letting you know that when I did a one-on-one with Sean G, and he asked me about what measurements I've taken. I said I've never taken any measurements. I've measured distances and locations, and I compared the two using information presented to me
I got you.
by the Army Corps of Engineers.
Okay.
So
I got you.
he actually said that he thought I had geological survey data or something along those lines. So at the end of the day, me and Sean walked away with a greater understanding of each other.
Okay.
That's why I was
Okay,
hoping he
okay.
would chime in when he was here.
Okay. Cool.
That's
Cool. I'm not
irrelevant.
sure- Anyway, the point though being made here is that the measurement that Jake just described to you, it's not about curvature, it's about horizon drop, and it's really all you need to determine what the state of the planet is. You can use that to figure out are you on a sphere or not. The basketball analogy doesn't work because what they did was different. They fixed the circle in size, and then they raised the elevation without changing the size of the circle. But you have to change where the horizon is as you go up.
The one thing I like about the basketball thing is you see a lot of globalists post that, and they will deny their own observation, their own experimentation to try to tell you the Earth never presents as flat and stationary. As they present you a basketball that presents as flat and stationary.
What do you mean they present you a basketball that presents as flat and stationary?
Yeah, have you seen the thing where they got a camera zoomed in, really tight angle to a basketball?
Yeah, that's real. Do you not think that's real, Crit?
Yeah, does it present as flat and stationary to you?
Yeah, I guess.
That has nothing to do with flat and stationary. That's just the
Okay.
perspective of a ball when you're looking at it close or looking at it from far away, because you're seeing more of the ball up close or up far away and less of it up close.
So we agree then, right?
Well,
the Earth
the
Earth is like that,
The way
right?
I've always said it is.
Of course it's like that. That's where...
Okay.
The way I've always said it is that's what curvature looks like. It presents
Right.
curvature.
It presents
Yeah.
as flat.
You should see on a curved surface.
Of course, like those
Okay.
pictures where North America takes up the entire sphere and people say this is fake. It's exactly what you see when you look at any sphere up close.
I got it. So that's what I'm saying. So we agree that the Earth, to us, at least human beings, if you use our five senses, that it presents as flat and stationary.
No, I just said the opposite.
No.
It presents as curved.
How does it present as curved?
Because
If you can't see the
anyone that
curve.
knows about how curves are, knows that if it's a big curve, it's going to look exactly like that.
Okay, how about this? Okay, what I'm looking at here is if I were to say the first time, like Plato's cave, right? We walk out, we both look at the horizon, and we see what? We see curvature at 8 miles per, or
What
8
we
inches
see
per
is
mile
consistent
squared.
with curvature. So what we see does not give us any information one way or the other.
Okay, so I accept that.
Okay.
So
That's why we have all these other methods that we tell you that we can use that will tell you the answer.
yeah, but I haven't, like, have you used these methods? Because I haven't.
Of course I've used them.
And you got different answers than me.
Well, you said you didn't use them.
Well, I'm saying like some methods, but some methods not. You know,
Well,
like
the method that you can use that will tell you the answer is this one about increase your elevation and look at the horizon drop.
so I've gone to 5 miles. Have you gone up to 5 miles like an airplane?
I went to
Airplane?
600 feet. Did it at 100 feet, 200 feet, 300 feet.
From an airplane, it's very apparent the horizon is below you because it's like 3.5 degrees below you from an airplane.
Yeah, because they actually said you don't see curvature at the airplane height.
It's not about
That has nothing to do with seeing. That's not seeing left to right curvature. That's seeing curvature straight ahead.
The horizon drop is what you should.
Well, I'm talking about from the passenger, not from the flight deck.
He's talking about from the passenger.
Yeah, from the passenger too. It drops away from you in all directions.
Yeah, how much the horizon
On a flat Earth, the horizon would not drop with elevation. It would always be perpendicular to plumb.
You got proof to that claim?
Oh,
You can model it. You can model that, and people have modeled that in those 3D programs, like what's that big one, Universe Sandbox or whatever.
Yeah. What about
Jake.
refraction?
but Jake,
By the way,
hang on.
Go.
Something you can do, Crit. Get yourself a basketball, get yourself the lid off a soda bottle, and then get yourself an egg ring, and then get yourself a small saucepan, right? Now, with each one of those, put it on top of the ball and draw a circle around it, right? And then you put a figure on one point of that circle and see if it can see the other person on the other side.
I tried to follow. You lost me.
Okay.
You lost me at some.
Get a ball, right?
Okay.
A basketball. Get the lid of a soda pop bottle, right? Put it on top of the ball and draw a circle around it with a magic marker, right? Then
Yep.
get an egg ring and do the same thing so that
Okay.
circle's in the center of the egg ring, right?
I'm tracking. Okay.
Okay. Then get your camera and get it level with that egg ring circle and see if you can see the pop lid circle.
Okay. So you're talking about basically what journalism did on Behind the Curve, right?
Yeah, but you're doing it
Okay.
small scale on a basketball using circles and a sphere.
Can you
And
tell me what these
understanding-
distances would be in reality?
Well, no. Just think of this, right? The pop bottle circle. Think of that as your horizon circle, right? And then think of the egg ring as, say, you were up in an aeroplane, right? Just. I'm not going to give you any measurements, but just think about this.
I think
If-
about it. Yeah, like I said, I think about this stuff all the time. You guys might not think so,
Yeah.
or you might
Yeah.
think like, Crit's retarded and shit. But yeah, I think
But-
about this stuff all day. Like, I listen to arguments and everything, and I really do. So
But if you-
it's not like I'm set. Like I was telling, like earlier today, I talked about being a warrior, right? Defending the truth. For 50 plus years, I was on the ball. I was on the ball hardcore, and for probably the rest of my life, I'll be a flat Earth because I didn't think when I was on the ball. I just accepted.
Or you're not thinking right now, Crit.
Well, that's where we disagree, sir.
Here, Crit. Here's the picture. Why is it not showing?
I see it. I'm modifying it right now to show you what my counter argument is.
You understand that we could use those stars on the back to make that measurement because you and I will have different stars behind the moon at the same time, right?
No, here, hold on 1 second. I put it in Paint and I'm going to export it.
If
here in
we
1
take that
second.
observation at the same moment in time, we will see different stars behind the moon. And the amount of that shift is called parallax. And by using that amount of shift and knowing the angular separation between those stars and our distance, and we can assume a flat Earth if you want. It will change the numbers a little bit. I believe it'll actually make the moon further away. Yeah, it'll make the moon further away if we assume a flat Earth. It would still show a very distant moon, but
Okay,
not a local one. Is if we assume a flat Earth, it's going to be even closer,
So what I
or even
measured
further.
here-
I mean,
Okay. So when I exported to my Paint program, I got about 20,000 pixels for your diameter of the Earth. Does that sound about right?
Oh, I wasn't trying to draw anything to scale. This was just roughly freehand sketch just to show you the principle.
Okay, yeah. So that's what I'm saying. If you draw this to scale, it will look like a straight line.
No, because there will be a measurable angular separation. Those two angles will be different. It won't be 90 degrees.
Well, virtually mathematically, they'll be 90 degrees.
No, they won't.
Yes, they will.
Look, a modern telescope can look to can measure an angle to within 1 arc second. Okay, do you know what 1 arc second is? We're talking a $600 Amazon telescope can measure to one.
Yeah, you can go to your
$600
public
backyard telescope can measure to 1 arc second accuracy.
Okay, you can go to your public library and even rent a telescope if you want. I'm not sure if you have one.
Why are you telling us this?
Because if you plug the numbers in, into Pythagorean, you get A to B would be 3.6. B to C would be 240,000. Okay?
Yeah.
And A to C would be 240,000.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, no, wait, correction. Okay. B to A is 3.6. B to C is 240, and A to C is 240. That's going to be a straight fucking line. That's not going to be a triangle.
No,
Yes,
you gotta
it will
have.
be. Plot it out. Trust me. How about this? Show me how that's not a straight line, and I'll accept it.
Because there's an angle greater than 0.
Yeah, but that angle is so minuscule that it's virtually a straight line.
No,
it's like 0.08
you can't
or something like that.
Look, if you're talking fucking flat, it's got to be perpendicular. You understand? You can't have a deviation.
Okay, fuck it, I'll do it then if you won't.
It doesn't matter if it's 0.0001 degree. It's not parallel.
Jake, when you're doing this, let's say if you're doing this observation, you and somebody in New York, and you're both seeing the moon at the same time, what measurements are you using for the angles?
What you would do in that case is you would reference a constellation that the moon is directly behind. That's why ideally you would take a picture, and then from the two locations at the same time you would measure how much of an offset there is, and then you would use an optical device or a star map or something that would give you what the separation is on that.
The correct answer is 0.85.
By the way, I just looked it up. By the way, I just did the math, assuming a 3,000 mile base. That's assuming you do this in North America, right? You would have a much bigger angle difference if you did it, from across. If we did one person in Europe and one person on the West Coast and one person in Europe, it would be much better.
So,
but using 3,000 miles, which is roughly the across the U.S., if you had someone in Maine and someone in California, for example. The difference from 90 degrees is going to be
0.8.
22 arc minutes. Okay, 22 arc minutes, and a Amazon telescope can measure to an accuracy of 1 to 2 arc seconds. Okay.
Show it. Like I did.
What do you mean show it?
See what I posted in debate text? Look at that. Look at that triangle. You trying to tell me that's not a fucking straight line?
If there's an angle, it's not parallel.
You did.
So you're talking about
you did something.
0.8 is the angle.
0.859.
Yeah.
That's fucking.
And so the difference between the two observers is what I said. Yeah. The difference is what I said, which is roughly 20 arc minutes.
And if you want to believe that,
because 20 arc minutes, 60 arc minutes is 1 degree. And your difference there that you're showing there is just short of 1 degree.
Okay, and that's what I'm saying. So
25 the difference from each observer from 90 will be 25 arc minutes, which is
so it makes 50.
Just a little less than half a degree. That's not a small angle. That's easy to measure. The moon is freaking 30 arc minutes in difference.
Yeah, it's because the number's small and he doesn't understand that.
You understand that, right, Crit?
Yeah,
From one end of the moon to the other end of the moon, you're looking at half a degree, which is roughly what the displacement will be between you and me.
Yeah, so if you subtract that from half a degree, now you're looking at 0.3.
No, that you don't.
Look, ultimately, Crit, this is the trivial angle measurement. It's not difficult at all.
Okay, this is what I'm getting at.
It's literally trivial. It's a tiny. It's not at all a tiny angle.
Okay,
I mean, a backyard telescope can easily split and measure Polaris A and Polaris B, which is only 18 arc seconds apart. This is like an order of magnitude bigger difference.
This is
It's
what
not
I'm getting at. Okay, go ahead.
You said that you wouldn't be able to do it, and even your math is showing this is an easy measurement. You can very easily measure something to within 0.2 degrees. People can build regular buildings to within that accuracy of vertical.
Okay, so what I'm looking at here is that I'm not going to plant my flag on a margin of error so small that I would not even be able to detect it.
It's not small.
That's what I'm saying. Listen, okay, for you it might not be, and I accept your answer because so far I think I still have trust with you, okay. And for you, if you tell me this is how you've come to understand the distance to the moon, I understand you.
So
and I accept it.
You know that when people slope driveways, a common number is either 1/8 of an inch per foot or 1/4 inch per foot. That's only half a degree. And that's easily measurable with a freaking basic carpenter's level on the back of his truck. He can measure a half a degree difference. You're telling me that we can't make this measurement with optics that can measure something to 1,000 times more precisely than that?
No, this is why, okay? Because the carpenter can actually pour water down the garage driveway and make sure it was done correctly. What's a practical demonstration here? The lunar mission, right?
A practical demonstration is you can use the same optics to do an angular measurement between any two distances.
Okay, hold on.
Like you can measure the top of the bottom of a building from a distance and calculate its height based on that angular measurement. Okay. Easily done with a telescope. Very easily done.
Yeah, but now
what's your reference frame?
Okay, but now when you activate, the full Monty. Zanuck, I love you, dude.
I'm invoking the Zanuck for this.
So now when you activate the full Monty and you talk about a practical demonstration, okay? The lunar mission would be it, right? Is that what we're talking about?
Do we have to get naked?
Why? Why would we get naked?
Well, because that's what the full Monty is.